Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. We are back. We have had a little bit of a break. I did have a family member recently have surgery, so we were taking care of those. We did prioritize that over streaming, but we are back now. So we have had a whole bunch of news over the last few days, which is actually kind of funny because usually like Tuesday would have been like almost perfect, but then again we did get all the leaks yesterday, so I guess it kind of gives us something to talk about today. We have, again, just so much to go over, right? We have the new eFootball stuff because we did just get a new presentation at the Tokyo Game Show. We have the new Genesys format, which is very divisive. I think some people really like the idea of it. I think some people really don't like the idea of it and kind of think it's a waste of time. So we'll be talking about that. We do also have the new speed skill leaks, which is also very exciting because obviously we have the new world update coming out in the next couple of days, which is going to be really cool. We're going to get to see, was it Noah, Serenity, and Rebecca, which is an interesting gathering of characters, I suppose. We also have the new deck build box that did come out a little while ago. Now, I think it came out on Monday. So we're going to be talking about that and talking about the impact that it's had so far. And then we are going to be watching the new Chronicles episode because there is a brand new Chronicles as well. But before we get into any of that, let's see who we have in the chat. We have MonoSync in the chat with the first, as always, exclamation mark Mono in the chat. Give a shout out to the boy. Mono, absolutely fantastic guy. We have Barox. Good afternoon, Mr. Dinosaur, and good afternoon, Barox. Welcome to the stream. We have Moon Scorched Elation. Hello there. Hello, Moon Scorched Elation. Hope you're having a great day. We've got Darth Victor, who is hi Tomato, who can't stay, so see you tomorrow. Well, thanks for stopping by, Victor. We have Gunkin Suship Shari with the first. Welcome on in. We have Ninjetti Ursus. Hello. And we have Toti. What's this soundtrack? It's fire. So the soundtrack we use for the opening is always from the Rushdoll Switch games. So it's literally just, it's from there. It's always going to be the same. So we have that. So welcome on in, everyone. And I guess we're just going to like fire straight on in because there is a lot to go over, right? So I think the best place to start is probably going to be the new deck build box. The deck build box High Dragon of Solid Strikes, which is it's not super exciting if we're completely honest for a deck build box. So just being a deck build box immediately doesn't help it because there are not that many new cards. Deck builds are typically better for newer players or players that don't have like the entire collection. For the kind of hardcore player, this isn't as interesting, unfortunately. So we got some okay cards in here, but like, what's like the most meta-defining stuff in here? Like the most meta-defining is ironically probably Handy Lady, which is weird because it's a level 7 vanilla that's not even a 2500, right? So there's a lot of reasons why this shouldn't be good, but because of the skill, it's actually kind of okay. I see you already took out those autumn fits for the chill start. I mean, I don't know what our autumn fit would be, but we will address that as the temperature changes, I imagine. Where does Neymar rank in your tier list of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Tags? Well, I believe it's Neymar Jr., right? Is the token we're getting, which is like interesting. In terms of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Tags, I don't know where exactly I would rank him. Probably somewhere between Jaden and Yuma. I think that's probably a good spot to kind of slot him. Hello, United for Eternity as well. Welcome on in. But yeah, the Handy Lady skill we got is actually not bad. But the issue is, the Handy Lady skill is basically now being used for Miss Mutton. And the Miss Mutton kind of OTK deck. Now, we did see Quantum pilot it to 2 tournament wins, which he has done quite well. But that was, again, the old version before we got the new skill. The new skill has been performing pretty good. Like, we go and take a look at the tournament results. We have got 2 of them in top 4, which is like still pretty good, but like it's still, until this like wins a tournament, I don't know if we can definitively say that it is better than like the other version of the deck, which plays Servant of Dawn, which gives the attack boost. So we'll have to see with that. We do now have Solid Strike Dragon Meta Gear Star F. This is a weird card because the primary use of this card originally was you can't be destroyed by trap card effects. That effect is not super useful to us. So it's kind of... It's cool that we finally have it, but without trap destruction being popular, it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's very awkward. So basically, either like a sheep lady or a Hoi cyberpunk lady. I don't know what the Hoi was meant to be, but yep, that's basically it. We have a Zaki Boys in the chat, 10, 10, 10, Sahur. I don't know what that means. And then we have Kim Friend dropping in again, probably bashing Rushdoll in some way in Chinese again. So welcome, welcome on in, Kim Friend. We have now got 100 Divine Dragon. I mean, this card's irrelevant. This was a selection box card. It's now out. It doesn't matter. We have the Supreme Rail Artillery Magnum Overlord. This card also not super great. I still stand by. I think the L piece could be pretty good at some point. I'm not sure if right now is the time. The issue is that a lot of skills type block you. And this card is a machine. And machines are like the only type in the game that really don't struggle to recycle their stuff. So it's very awkward that this is a machine. And then we got the Twin Edge Phantom Dragon as well, which is okay. Again, if we take another look at the tournament results, we have seen some Gears Dragons making it to top 8, which like isn't bad. It's respectable getting top 8 finishes and relatively consistent top 8 finishes so far. So we'll have to see where that actually goes. I am curious to see if it continues to do so. Because again, week 1 is always like new toys syndrome, right? So we'll have to see what happens there. The only other thing worth mentioning really is Amazing Dealer is here, which is cool. It's fine. One thing to take note of is as well, if we take a look at the... bearing in mind, right, this box hasn't really shaken the meta up in a big way. So, like, taking a look at this pie chart is going to be, you know, it's very small sample set of data. But Sevens Road, Light Galaxy, E-Hero, and Miss Mutton are all performing at the moment. We'll have to see if that continues as we go forward. So, the next thing I want to do is take a look at this stream that we had at Tokyo Game Show. So this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! X eFootball stuff, and I did want to just kind of watch some of this stream and then kind of see where we go from there. Got to make sure this isn't too loud. Okay. Right, we're going to watch just a bit of this. I want to see if anything like big was shown off specifically. So obviously we can look at the breakdown and stuff, but I want to see the actual stream itself. Did you go to Japan? I most certainly did not. But welcome on in, Kazumi. I mean, it looks like they're putting a lot of effort into this opening. "30 years of eFootball? Damn, son. Looks like it's going to be some yap. Right, let's jump ahead a little bit. Right, so this is all just the eFootball stuff. We're going to skip ahead till we get to the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, I think. I assume the closed captions aren't going to do much for us here.
さあまずはですね、遊戯王オフィシャルカードゲームについてなんですが、こちらがですね、1996年
Are you big into soccer, Tomato? So I used to play a bit. I used to be on the school football team because I'm from the UK. We call it football over here. I used to follow it competitively, but like not super diehard. Like I'm the kind of person that gets really into it during like the big tournaments, like the World Cup and stuff like that. eFootball was a pretty fun game. I never saw a Yu-Gi-Oh collab coming. I never actually heard of eFootball, to be honest.
そしてですね、遊戯王デュエルリンクスは
遊戯王デュエルリンクス
オフィシャルカードゲームを元に開発されたデジタルカードゲームです。リリース当初よりスピードデュエルという形式のデュエルを楽しんでいただき、2023年9月より新たにラッシュデュエル形式がプレイ可能に。
Alright, let's check this out. I wonder why they chose Neymar instead of the real main character of Pro Evo, Adriano. I mean, Neymar is just like... Everyone knows Neymar, right? Everyone knows Neymar. Okay. I mean, this is like kind of hype. I've never met him. Well, not many people have met him, but most people know of him. So what, each of these players has like a Yu-Gi-Oh card attached to them? Is that like how we're doing this? Oh man, if I was gonna get one of these old school cards attached to me, I definitely want it to be a god, right? Like imagine having Obelisk or Slifer behind you. Goalkeeper's got to be Obelisk, right? Yeah. I'm sure I'm bothered about the football gimmick. Not sure I'm bothered about the football gimmick. I'm more interested in Genesys. I mean, yeah, Genesys is also cool, right? We'll definitely be covering that. I just want to see what's going on with this, right? Because we're gonna get like an event in game where we're gonna have like football mode or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see. Exactly, do you think the players were allowed to choose the cards? I like to think the players would have got some sort of input, right?
Polymerization.
Polymerization. That is very funny. Bro's doing cosplay. They put a lot of effort into this, didn't they? What is going on? This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! eFootball collab. Hello, by the way, Samuel. Welcome. Mbappe next to Blue Eyes? What universe am I living in? The right one. This is the correct universe. Yo, it's Rescue Rabbit. Neymar Jr. token is so funny. I love that so much. The one thing I think Master Duel has over Duel Links right now is the mates. Like, part of me is like, we couldn't even really fit mates on the screen. Because, like, they go off to the side, right? And obviously, we're designed to be played on a phone, so we have a very vertical screen. No, the gods look so good in a football stadium. I don't know why, they just do. Duel Links has Chronicles. Oh yeah, Duel Links has a lot over Master Duel, but the one thing I think Master Duel does better, obviously there's like crafting and stuff, right? But from like an aesthetics point of view, it's really the mates are the one thing I would like transferred over.
Olá galera que está participando do Tokyo Game Show. Aqui é o Neymar Jr. E quero saber se vocês curtiram o trailer da collab. Eu também me diverti muito durante as filmagens e espero que vocês curtam essa collab. E não se esqueçam de pegar a minha carta, tanto nas lojas como dentro do jogo. Duel.
I mean, I just love the amount of effort they put into this. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, they don't need to know the game. You just show them the pretty shiny cards and they choose whatever they like more. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of these guys are at the right age where they would have grown up watching the show as well. So a lot of them are probably like, oh yeah, I saw that show growing up. Even if they didn't like play the game or understand anything, they'd probably be like, yeah, I recognize a Blue Eyes White Dragon, right? And so they're probably like fighting over that, for example. I generally thought they would give Neymar the UA fit, but I guess Dark Magician is too iconic. Yeah, the issue is UA is something that is kind of a deep cut, right? Like most normies aren't going to know what that is, realistically. We get skills instead, which ruin the game. So skills are like, they're a double-edged blade. In some cases, I think they're really, really good, and they really make Duel Links what it is, right? It adds that extra flair of uniqueness. It allows you to kind of avoid bricking a lot of the time. It is something that allows you to play decks that were really weak in one format, can now be played in a different format. It allows you to strengthen specific strategies. I think skills have a lot of positives. The issue is they also have a lot of negatives, and I think people only ever focus on the negatives. So I'm always going to be the kind of person that's like, skills add a different style of gameplay. Sometimes they add it for the better, sometimes they add it for the worse, but I think, again, people really, really like to focus on the negatives of skills, whereas I think there is a lot of positives of skills as well. It's just, it is what it is, right? Oh no, it's Exodi VAR. Oh my god, Exodi VAR. That's so good. That is so good. So for anyone who doesn't know, VAR is... God, what does the VAR actually stand for? VAR is like where you watch it back and you... Video assisted referee, I think it's called. And it's the one where you watch the video back. Because for the longest time, football had this rule where if the ref didn't see it, it didn't happen, sort of thing, right? So VAR is the system where, like, you know, someone says, all right, I don't agree with this ruling or whatever, we'll go check the video. Which, for almost any other sport, you'd think that's just normal. Like, yeah, just watch the replay, see what actually happened. But in football, no, that's not allowed. Now we have the VAR. It's been a big thing for, I want to say, like 4 or 5 years now. Probably a little bit longer than that, actually. What do you mean skills are great? I mean, skills can be really good. Yeah, that's actually funny. I do imagine Mbappe fighting to have the blue eyes because he thinks it's the strongest or something. Well, as soon as you hear, like, oh, would you like red eyes, blue eyes, dark magician, or one of the god cards? I think a lot of people are going to be like, God cards? God cards, you say? Let's take a look at some of this. So we have, these are the cards, which is cool, I guess. Again, I'm never going to, like, own these cards physically, so it doesn't really make much difference to me. Then we have these. Are these all the... Yeah, this is all the Duel Link stuff. So we're getting the Rescue Rabbit alt art. We're getting Rescue Rabbit and a football mat. Unironically, I will probably use this football mat if it is just available for free. eFootball back. I mean, this looks kind of nice, but I'm not going to use it. You can now have Mbappe just on your sleeves and mat. That is actually quite funny. I might end up just using Mbappe, not Mbappe, Neymar as my sleeves and mat. That would be so funny. And just like main that every single time. And people that are like hosting tournaments are just going to be like, why is this guy using Neymar as his... Look at the Rescue Rabbit. Hey, Vayrain. I mean, Rescue Rabbit does look cool. But like, I look at these, right? And I'm like, which of these look the best? Obviously, Neymar's got, like, the fit, right? He's got the Dark Magician cosplay going, so this, like, is a bit extra. But, like, I mean, Obelisk the Tormentor looks so good here, man. I'm using that football mat. Take my money, Konami. I mean, I like to think it'll probably be free, but, like, who even knows? So this is the eFootball stuff. I mean, this is cool to see, right? It's cool to see the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff go over there. Oh, now look at these. These look nice. These look clean. What actually looks the best out of these? Probably the Slifer or the Obelisk, I think, look better. I don't know what any of these numbers mean, by the way. I don't play this game. They've got, like, stars, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They got a number in the corner, which also means nothing to me. Is there anything else in this presentation? There's, like, another video or something. I definitely want to watch that. So they've revealed Noah, like he's now like in focus or whatever, he's not like blurred out like Darts is.
10月6日からですね始まります遊戯王デュエルリンクスにてコラボのイベントがございます。こちらで期間限定のイベントということで開催されるんですが、最強11デュエルストライカーズというこちらのイベントをですね、お二人に順番にプレイしていただきたいと思います。簡単にルールを
briefly explain the rules. So is this talking about the Duel Links event?
この eFootball のコラボということ
で、Hey, Leon Kennedy, welcome,
ルールの方が進んでいきます。お二人が相手の
Two of you inflict a total of 20,000 points or more in damage to the opponent's CPU. The mission will be accomplished. Okay. Why is bro like hiding under the table?
実際にライフポイントにダメージを与えたポイントがそのままポイントということで計算させていただきます。そして今回ですね先行プレイということですので、東京ゲームショウ特別仕様の端末を使用してのプレイということで、そちらは
eFootball is essentially FIFA on steroids. I haven't played a FIFA game since I was a child.
先ほども設定させていただきましたけども、条件をクリアした場合は視聴者キャンペーンのこちらの直筆サイン入りさらにもう1枚追加ということになっております。これも大事なんですね。これも大事です。チャレンジです。頑張れ。それでは右下のボタンを押してください。
Okay, here we go. Here's the Duel Link stuff. You're playing against a football.
そう対戦相手がねサッカーボールということになって
Yugi
ます
versus football, and that's the new Yugi as well. That's the alt art Yugi without this jacket.
異様な
これが遊戯王なのかといったデュエルフィールドになっています。
背景はイーフトですからね。
Why our hand just has like 9 cards in it?
ということでですね、初期手札11枚で開始という
You start with a hand of 11 cards because that's a football team. It has 11 players. That is very funny.
スキルが大事です。デュエルリンクス。ドロー前にスキルを発動していきました。いろいろとね、キプレイの方には
So we're going to use the new skill that was leaked, which lets us get this out, and then we get to send Blackluster Soldier to the graveyard.
ファンの方は気づくポイントもあるかなとも思います。
So this is the skill which is meant to get out Dragon Master Knight. I assume they're going to show that off then. That's a lot of cards, Andy Britt. Don't worry, we've drawn the Ultimate Fusion. We'll be fine.
どれだけ高得点を与えることができるかというところになってます。片寄さんのチャレンジです。世界大会の方でも告知させていただきました。カードが動く。
It's like we have just no idea what to do. We're just like, I don't know, pass turn. Right, here we go. We'll activate the fusion. We will go into Dragon Master
強いモ
Knight.
ンスター同士を掛け合わせてより強力なモンスターを出すことができる融合するカードでございます。
So the whole point of this is just, so he has a 0 attack monster. So we're just going to try and pump this up as big as we can and get to that, what, 20,000 damage? We played e-baseball with Yuka. I mean, kind of. That's not Noah, that's Grand Harrier in cosplay. I mean... I'll probably open Duel Links when the new world comes, play PvE for a few days, then end up forgetting about it. I mean, that's fair enough, right? If you just want to play it like that, that's... You know, everyone should enjoy the game however they want to. I forgot the greeting. Hola, Tomato in chat. Hello, Vayrain. Welcome, welcome. It's something like raid duels then. Do they still do raid duel events? They do still do raid duel events. But this is more just like make guy big, I think, more than anything else. I don't even think this is like a real duel. Like, our opponent hasn't got any cards in his deck. I assume this is just a one-turn thing. I'm gonna give it a go. No point prejudging it. Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be like a gimmick thing, right? This isn't gonna be like a super competitive thing. It's just is what it is, right? Sick animation. I mean, I think the animation looks fine. We're just gonna keep uniting we stand. But if we can't summon any more monsters, does it even matter?
すみません、2万ポイントにいかないんですか。1万半分もいかないんですけど。
盤面がね魔法カードで埋まってしまったので、
ちょっとこれで
これでいきますか。バトルウェイズ。
Battle Ways. Is this attack Galaxy Crusher? Is that the attack name for Master of Dragon Knight?
さあこれでサッカーボール君のライフポイントもゼロにはなりましたが、一旦ここで
Animated DM? Oh, you're right. That is an animated DM. I didn't even catch that. You can see him down there just vibing.
多分まだできることはあったんだと思うんです。
はい。これでも残りが2万点まで。
They're literally calling him out for misplaying. They're like, bro, you had other plays. It's like, we're on stream. We're in front of, you know, 20,000 people. You can't just call me out like this.
いける。頼んだ。
片寄さんからのパスが萩原さんへと繋がったと。
ちょっと今見てなんとなくちょっと僕も見ながら
ちょっとイメージしながら
勉強してたんで、
はい。もう少しいけそうですかね。1万点以上。
頑張りたいと
So
思います。
now we have
手のチャレンジと
another one?
よし。
Okay, so, oh, we have Kaiba's ult art as well. We've got Duelist Kingdom Kaiba.
今度は会話を使ってのチャレンジです。残りの
I don't know if I like Duelist Kingdom Kaiba, you know. I don't know if he, like, it adds anything that the other Kaiba doesn't just already have.
さあ打って変わって今度はブルーアイズのデッキとなっています。
まずスキルですよね、きっと。
ここもやはりスキルが大事。
So this is the same
た
skill?
めの準備をまずは整えていきます。
これかな？
It's football backseating is allowed. It's not only allowed, it's encouraged. It's a misplay if you win, though, just an alternate strategy. Well, it's just like, because the whole point is to get your number as high as you can, right? So if he doesn't If the Kaiba player doesn't get over 74, then he wins, right? Because you're always gonna win. You just have to do 4,000 damage to, like, quote unquote win.
まずは片寄さんと同じように
I'm actually really intrigued to play this myself now, something different other than the same mode. I assume the fun of this is going to be working out how high you can get your attack, right? How many people can build an 11 card hand that like gets the maximum amount of damage. And that you're gonna have people like posting, oh, I did 1 million damage. I did 4 million damage. Right, we're gonna have like insane numbers like that. Is the ult style both characters but without their jackets? Well, so Kaiba's is his old jacket. Yugi is just without a jacket. Duelist Kingdom Kaiba adds the unalive themselves energy. Hmm.
団結の力が場に自分のモンスターがいればいるほどさらに追加で800ポイント上がっていくので
Is this PvP? I don't think so, right? I think they're just having a challenge to see who does better.
あいつ出せるってことですね。
これ融合もありますもんね。
融合で
I think it's just a recolored, edited version of existing artwork. Nothing actually new. Yeah, I think it's even like the same poses from the original Kaiba. Okay, so we're getting out Blue Eye's ultimate. So we've already won because we have 9,500 damage on board.
もうちょっともうちょっと2500もうちょい
As long as I get Season 2 Yuamu. Yuamu is so overrated, I don't know how to tell you this one. I want Season 2 Yuhi more than anything. Like Yuhi in the school outfit. I'm really excited for this. I mean, it's gonna be a good time. I don't know if it's gonna be like super engaging. I don't know if it's gonna have any longevity, but it'll be fun to do a couple of times for sure. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm excited, but I'm definitely interested. I mean, that's fair. Is that Sakadetsu in the chat? Hello, Mr. Tomato. Hello, chat. Hello, Sakadetsu. Welcome, welcome. That Blue Eyes VA is fire. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's, the voice actor for Kaiba in Japanese goes so hard. Like, he goes so hard. Blue Eyes! White Dragon!
月をバックとした美しいムービー。
美しいな。
攻撃力3000、ブルーアイズホワイトドラゴン召喚です。
すごい、並んだ並んだ。
Is it me, legendary Sakadetsu, appear on your chat and give everyone great day wishes? I mean, it's not a good tomato sauce stream without a Sakadetsu in the chat, realistically, is it? How much damage is this going to be? We're already at 6,000, 10,500, 13,500, and this is going to be an extra 24? And then another 24. So that'd be an extra 48. So we're going to be just shy at the moment. Can we not activate... Oh no, we can't. Wait, yeah, we could have got an extra 15, couldn't we? I mean, maybe we couldn't. Let me just keep going. I mean, that's a lot of damage. The animated Blue Eyes looks epic. It does look pretty good. It does look pretty good. I worried because this was a good opportunity to show Dragon Master Magia, but we don't see it in the extra deck. I think they really wanted to just show off the new Dragon Master Nightmare, right? Because it's got a new animation, it's got a new version of the card coming out. I think they did just want to really show that off. Way! Woo! Good job!
ということで視聴者キャンペーンの景品です。ネイマール選手のサイン入りトークン、こちらがまずは1枚まとまったということで。
Right, let's see if there's anything else. They show off some of the football stuff. I don't really care unless they show off some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in the football
試合をお届けしますよっていう風にも指示が出てたんですけども、そちらで行くのかな。
今ネイマール縛りになってた。
Like, imagine like you're just playing football and then Blue Eyes White Dragon flies over the screen.
クリアしております。あとは試合に勝つ。
いやでも勝ち切ろう勝ち切ろう。
勝ちましょう。
試合に勝つことが何よりですが。
It looks like that's probably it.
まだゴールも見せてくれるはず。
Yeah, I think that's kind of it. I think that's everything from the football stuff. But you know, that was interesting. That was a good watch. I'm interested to see what happens when it actually comes to the game. Shut this back on for now. Animated Blue Eyes GIF looks sick. I mean, oh yeah. I hope they won't, to be honest. I mean, I think they probably will. It's in the cards. It's in, like, the data, right? It's in the leaks. So we'll see if it does come out or not. 3 negates, no thank you. There's over 9,000. People still say that, right? I mean, some people do. Yeah, it's just the Utopia field in 1 monster. The summoning animation, yeah. Utopia full field. I guess we will take a quick look at this. This is like the breakdown on DLM. Which I think is just going to show us exactly what we kind of already knew, right? Protector. So we're going to end up with 3 copies of Rescue Rabbit. We're going to get a bunch of gems. We're going to get the mat and the sleeves pretty easily. Special accessories will be available through the campaign login bonus and collaboration event. So I assume all the stuff that isn't Rescue Rabbit we'll have to get via the event. That'll be between October 6th and 14th. Special event, Strongest 11 Strikers. A preview of the upcoming collaboration, October 6th. And then they show, obviously we already saw this. Football Stadium Game Mat, Neymar Protector, and Soccer Ball Stamp. And then this is all the Master Duel stuff. And that's kind of everything, I think. I think that's everything. I mean, like I said, I'm interested. I mean, obviously I'm excited to play with the new Yugi and Kaiba skins. I think they look pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to play any of the new Yugi or Kaiba decks. Realistically, but I'm happy we're getting 3 copies of Rescue Rabbit. Now I can finally play wonky normal summons. Oh yeah. Rescue Rabbit free? Yeah, Rescue Rabbit for free is always going to be a huge bonus, right? I think next up, we are probably going to check out the other reveals that we got from Tokyo Game Show. Wait, is this not exactly the same? No, this isn't. This is a slightly different one. Okay, well, this is fine. The Tokyo Game Show 2025 is finally here, and Konami had a special live stream today to introduce the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Football collab. Here's a rundown of everything we found during the stream. Yami Yugi and Seto Kaiba alt styles. Noah Kaiba will be an event character unlock. So that means Noah won't be... So does that mean that Noah won't be available until the 6th? Which means he'll be available a week after the new stuff comes out. So the new set... Well, the new world update will release with Kaiba and Yugi alt skins. And then Serenity and Rebecca. And that's going to be it for the initial wave. And then a week later we get Noah. I guess that kind of makes sense. Imagine getting nibbed and they just replace your field with Neymar. Oh my god. Oh my god. It writes itself, doesn't it? It really does write itself. Dark Magician and Blazing Dragon, which animate inside the card frame when summoned to the field in 3D mode. I mean, that's... The thing is, I don't really play in 3D mode, so that's not going to be matter to me. Thank you for the follow, Somac. Do appreciate it. Do we have to start a new... We might do our... Always does that. Always does that. We should make sure our goals are updated. I do that, and then... We do that. Ah, new goal. We've done it. Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. Is Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon a new card? Is Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon not in yet? And was this like in the extra deck and we just got to see it? The old skins work like with Soul Burner and Flame that give people time to farm the missions till Noah drops. Yeah, I mean, that does make sense, right? But then the new characters will be basically the same, right? Where it'll just be like new stuff. Like a whole bunch of like level up rewards and stuff. The question is, are they going to be like the old DM characters where you level them up to like 45 and you get all of the gems? Or are they going to be like new, right? Are they going to have like their own reward track? 700 followers, let's go. That's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. So we've already seen this skill in the leaks. We'll go over that when we get to it. So I don't think we need to worry about reading it too much here. Obviously, we saw the new skins. New Dragon Master Knight opening. Nothing else like too crazy in there. Alright, I guess next we will go ahead and get the Chronicles out of the way, because this is something I do want to watch. So if anyone doesn't know, we have been watching all of the Ecclesia and Albaz Chronicles stuff. We have had a new one that came out 5 days ago. I haven't watched it yet, so we're just going to watch this quickly now. The last one was actually pretty good, so I'm hoping this one kind of follows suit. So, let's see what happens. In the last one, it was what? It was, Tri-Brigade? That might be a little bit too bad. Birdman's. I mean, Birdman's was having a sick aerial fight in the last one. No longer part of Dogmatica. No, she got kicked out. Well, she's in shock. I mean, so far, so good, right? Obviously, we've barely seen anything yet, but I'm hoping we get a bit of action. Anime-induced coma. Real. There he is, it's Shurik. Dio just said he needs her. Hello, Gelato Gaga. Albaz just vibing off at the side.
まあいい。今日限りの中だ。お前たちにはここより安全な場所へ行ってもらう。あの少女、エクレシアは、お前をかばって自分の国を追放された。今、あの少女の仲間はお前だけだ。お前が支えてやれ。
I don't know if he's had a single line so far in any of these Chronicles ones.
いずれ必要になる。
Gives Piccolo vibes? In what way?
俺たちも世話になった。お前たちの力になってくれるはずだ。
メルクーリエがスプリガンズまでの道のりを案内してくれる。
気をつけていくのよ。
Gonna go see the Spring Gangs.
助けていただき本当にありがとうございました。正確に言うと私たちじゃないわ。礼なら彼に言ってあげて。化け物に変身してたあいつがひたすらあなたのことを守ってたのよ。じゃあ達者でね。
死ぬんじゃねえぞ。
The issue is, I feel like the Tri-Brigade like the best characters so far, and now they're just gonna leave. Yo, is that the Great Gold Golgonda?
あなた、お名前は?
Still doesn't say anything.
ない。
初めて答えてくれま
He
したね。
speaks.
改めて感謝いたします。気絶した後、私を守ってくださって。
覚えていないんだ。その時のこと。自分が誰なのかもわからない。ここがどこなのかも。あの時は苦しそうなお前を見て
Peach episode. I don't
体が
think
勝
so.
手に動いた。そこからは覚えていない。
Yeah, but when's he gonna summon Mirror Jade?
どうぞ。
Hey, Cyclone Valley. Welcome, welcome.
綺麗。
Is that one quite nice guy from
私
work?
の国からはこ
Who
のような
turns
空
into a
は
giant
見え
beast
ま
to
せん
protect
で
you
し
from
た。
death?
世界は私が知っていたよりずっと広いんですね。
すまない。よくわからないが、俺をかばってその場所から追われたんだろ。
I'm getting the feeling there's not going to be any action in this one.
あなたは本当に優しい方なんですね。名前がないと不便ですね。
名前か。そうだな。じゃあお前がつけてくれ。
私があなたの名前を良いのでしょうか。
ああ。
So it's called Albaz because of Ecclesia. Fallen of Albaz? I don't think his name is Fallen of Albaz, to be honest. See, this is the issue with these episodes, right? It's such a tease. Because that was basically, what, 5 minutes of, like, the 7-minute runtime was actual episode. And it's just, like, it gives us so little to go off of. And now we have to wait, like, another month before we get another episode where we finally get to see the action. And I think, isn't the next one, like, the last one? I think this was meant to be, like, a 5-episode one. Like, so there's either 1 or 2 more, I think. W no action episode. Like, don't get me wrong, I do quite like the yapping. I like the lore, I like the story, but I would like a little bit of action in each episode, right? Just give me something to, like, sink my teeth into. Albaz is short for Albari. I'm not sure that's correct. Okay, I mean, that's that done. So I guess next we're going to go over the leaks. I think leaks. Leak time? Leak time? Anyone want to see some leaks? Anyone want to see some leaks? We'll talk about leaks. Leaks? So, we have got leaks for the new world update, I guess we're calling it. I mean, do we call it a new world or call it a new world update? I don't think it really matters too much. Either way, we're getting some new skills. And some of them are pretty good. Some of them are pretty bad. Where can I find the new box leaks? So, the new leaks are no longer being posted on DLM. They were being posted on Duel Links Guide, but they're no longer being posted there either. I assume there is a reason for that, but I don't know what it is. So now the only way to get the leaks is to go to the Duel Links Reddit Discord server and get them straight from the source. Well, I'm in that Discord server, which is where I was able to get these. But hello, Oni-sama, welcome, welcome. Short for Albanian. I would expect the snake from Gorgonda to show up or something. Probably. We had 2 episodes of action. The lore dump episode is cool. Yeah, but what I would like is an episode that is lore dump and action, right? You know what? We could even release 2 of them at the same time as one longer episode. That would be crazy, I know. Konami is sending assassins. I mean, literally could be, right? Like, we don't know. We have no idea, really. Alright, but either way, we are going to cover this. So, let's go through these skills one by one and kind of talk about them. Again, I am primarily a rush guy, so I would like some of you guys' input on what you think about some of these skills and like ways that you could use them, because that'll help me out, right? Mercenaries after leakers. I think the new skill is so bad. I'm so disappointed. I mean, some of them are good, some of them are bad, right? So this first Yugi skill. You can only use this skill's first and second effects once per duel. I guess I'll put my mouse, like, here to, like, show which skill we're looking at. You can only use the skill's first second effect once per duel, and only 1 effect per turn. Before your normal draw, place 1 Dark Magician on top of your deck, then set 1 Dark Magic attack to your field from outside of your deck. This turn, you can normal summon 1 Dark Magician in addition to your normal summon a set. You can normal summon a set Dark Magician without attributing. So that first bit is basically to use the skill, you have to run a Dark Magician. You don't have to play Dark Magic attack, so that's at least something. And this does mean that if you need it, you can just use the skill, put Dark Magician on top, add it, summon it without attribute, and then activate Dark Magic attack to clear your opponent's back row. So your opponent's got a particularly back row heavy board. You could at least force out back row by summoning the Dark Magician, or you could clear it all with the Dark Magic attack, right? Effect 2. Reveal 1 dark monster in your hand and either shuffle it into the deck or send it to the graveyard, then draw 2 cards. So the big one that I've seen people talk about with this is you can play this as Orcust, because you can basically just play generic Orcust pile, right? And then you just play 1 copy of Dark Magician in it. Hope you just don't draw the brick. Then you can reveal any Orcust card from your hand, send it to the graveyard. All the Orcust want to be in the graveyard, so that now allows you to do that. If you do have the Dark Magician as well, like theoretically you get an extra summon as well, which can be pretty good, but the issue is you can only use 1 of these effects per turn, so you can't get the Dark Magician into your hand and get it out for free the same turn that you send a card to the graveyard, so it's a little bit awkward there. But basically, let's say you send, I don't know, we'll send Skeleton, right? If we send, God, what was the, I'm really bad with names, that's my issue. What's the one that gets you Harp Horror? So we could send Harp Horror, or if we already have a Harp Horror, we could send like a Orcust Nightmare, and then use Orcust Nightmare to get Harp Horror, right? So there's lots of ways we can go through this, which basically get us to full combo. Because as soon as we get 2 monsters out, we're basically good to go, right? Because all we need is effectively 3 summons, and if we get 3 summons, you get to do full Orcust combo, which I don't know how good full Orcust combo is going to be in this current meta, but it's at least a play you can make, right? And don't forget that not only are we getting the Orcust card where we want it, into the graveyard, but we're also getting 2 draws. So this is a +1 on top of putting the card where you want it. So if you think about it like that, that you could theoretically count as a +3. I personally don't really. It's more just a +1, or a +2 is what you could count it as, but it's really just a +1. Overall, I think this Yugi skill is fine. I could see this being the new, like, you're playing a deck that doesn't really have a skill, and you're playing dark cards, like a lot of dark cards. So this will be the new, like, generic skill you play. Now, there are going to be some other ones, like, if you're playing a deck that very specifically makes a lot of links, potentially you might be using the, what's the skill called? Like, Legend of the Heroes to gain low life points. Like, maybe you still do that, but it is what it is, right? It's generic enough that dark decks can benefit. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at this. This, just discard a card, draw 2, is, like, fine. It's not a good skill, right? I'd much rather have, like, you know, the best skills that we have at the moment, like the Shadol skill, the Despia skill, that just do, like, so much. But if you don't have a skill, and you still want to play a deck, this is a good option for that, I think, at the very least. So Kaiba's skill is very similar. So it's Blue Eyes White Dragon instead of Dark Magician, Burst Stream Destruction instead of Dark Magic Attack. So Burst Stream Destruction, for anyone that doesn't know, is basically Raigeki as long as you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon, but your Blue Eyes White Dragon can't attack that turn. So it's okay. And then it's reveal a light monster from your hand, shuffle it into the deck, or send it to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. So again, if you're playing like a generic light deck, maybe you play this, like, could be okay. This skill doesn't even need DM in the deck, so that's pretty hype. Yeah, I think in some situations, especially if you're playing a 30-card deck, you might play the DM anyway, just because, like, having the option to just wipe your opponent's entire back row can be really helpful. So Rebecca 1. You can only use this skill's first and second effects once per duel. Skill 1, shuffle one dragon normal monster from your hand into the deck, then set one dragon normal monster with a lower level than the shuffled monster from your deck to your field. Its battle position can be changed. So this is just bad, right? I cannot think of a reason you'd want to do this. Like, dragon normal monster you want out of your hand, like maybe like a blue eyes white dragon, maybe a red eyes, maybe the hieratic bull. I'm not really seeing a reason you'd want to do this. From turn 2 onward, if you control a face-up level 5 or higher dragon normal monster, add one Dragon's Gunfire or Stamping Destruction from outside of your deck to your hand. So both of those cards are kind of shit. Stamping Destruction is basically just MST, which is like, okay, I guess. Dragon's Gunfire is very, very mid. I think it does 800 damage or kills a monster that has 800 less defense. So, So I don't think Rebecca 1 is remotely playable. Rebecca 2, you can only use this skill's second effect once per duel. At the beginning of the duel, add ace card for you. Okay, so that's another irrelevant skill. No one cares about this. This is just the generic crappy skill. That would have been good in 2018. Probably. Like, actually, it might even have to have been like 2017 to be good, realistically. 2018, I think we already had GX stuff out. Just a bad version of a different Rebecca skill. I mean, that's generally how this works, right? Typically, when characters come out, they have one, like, good playable skill. Maybe they have one gimmick skill that plays on a different axis, and then every other skill is just bad, right? That's just how this always goes, right? So next up, we have Rebecca or also Yugi. You can use this skill's first effect once per turn if your deck contains 3 or more Sangan and or Witch of the Black Forest. Shuffle one monster from your hand into your deck, then set one Sangan or one Witch of the Black Forest from your deck to your field. Its battle position can be changed. So I was during Grand's stream yesterday, he did mention that you can still use inherent summon effects when they're added with Sangan or Witch, which is actually kind of good because that means you could just get an extender, which is like fine. Like, it's not anything crazy, but it's still fine, right? So we have to -1 to get the Sangan or the Witch out. Then we'd have to presumably summon, because assuming we're not just going to like link off the Sangan or the Witch immediately as link 1, we'd have to do a summon, then link both, or potentially do an overlay. But if we do an overlay play, we won't get the Sangan or the Witch effect, so ideally we'd want to link them. The other thing to take note of is, we can use this once per turn, but only if our deck still has 3 or more Sangan or Witch. So immediately, we don't want to run just 3, because if we just draw any one of those in the opening hand, the skill's turned off. So we probably want to max this out at 6, because that way, even if we draw, we'd have to draw 4 to have this skill turned off. And for everyone we don't draw, we basically get to use the skill an additional time, so it means we actually have grind game, which could be okay. This is just a bad... unfortunately, it means your deck also needs to play Sangan or Witch, which might just brick most of the time. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I don't think this is going to be like a good skill, but I could see people cooking with this, right? People are going to come up with something interesting, and maybe they'll be like, oh, look at my cool replay where everything went exactly as I needed it to, right? And I could see that being like a fun brew, I guess. Yeah, you can. Same with that rock that searches with a similar condition to Sangan's Switch. You still summon inherently, just not activate effects. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So, Serenity 1. You can use the skill's first and second effects once per duel and only one effect per turn. Before your normal draw, place Goddess with a third eye on top of your deck, then set one polymerization from outside of your deck to your field. So this is sort of a callback to the Noah arc, where Goddess with the third eye was Serenity's deck master. So we're putting it to the top of the deck to kind of be like, okay, we always have access to the deck master sort of thing. Then we get a poly, which is, again, fine. Second effect, we can reveal one spell card or one spellcaster monster in your hand. Then either place that card on the top or bottom of your deck or send it to the graveyard, then draw 2 cards. So this is a weird one. Because if we use the first skill, we add a fairy to our hand and we set polymerization. If we use the second effect, we have to have a spell card in our hand, which again can't be that poly because we set it to the field. And we need a spellcaster, which again, the skill search is a fairy, not a spellcaster. I don't really know why it specifically wants spellcasters with Serenity. I can't remember exactly what happens in that duel, like 100%, but I do remember she gets out St. Joan, which is made using a fairy and a fiend, and then makes a warrior? So I'm not really sure where spellcaster's coming in from this, like, thematically, but like, yeah, you could discard a spell or a spellcaster, draw 2. I mean, that's fine, I guess. I feel like this is a mistake. I mean, it could be. It feels very off to me, right? Either way, I don't think this is going to be particularly good. Poly and Goddess of the Third Eye, I mean, theoretically, that's 2/3 of a fusion, so if you have, like, just any other material, you can just make whatever you want. Again, someone will probably cook something with this, but I don't expect it to be very competitive. Serenity 2. This is just the Ace one, so that doesn't matter. Serenity 3. You can only use the skill's first and second effects once per duel. Set a Goddess with the Third Eye to your field from outside of your deck. This battle position can be changed. If you control a face-up Goddess with the Third Eye, send one spell card from your hand to the graveyard, then add Polymerization to your hand from outside of your deck. So this is a +1 that gets you a body on the field, and then you can exchange a card from your hand. It has to be a spell card from your hand to turn it into a Polymerization. Doesn't plus. The second effect doesn't plus. I mean, and you only get to do it once per duel. These are all support for outdated cards that were never actually good in the first place. I mean, yeah, the whole point is, though, that these are, like, generic enough that you can play them... Like, you shouldn't compare these to, like, the super meta-relevant skills right now. You compare these to the ones which are, like, the super generic skills, like, Legend of the Heroes sort of thing, where it's like, they're sort of generic enough, and they go in decks that don't have a skill built in, right? That's kind of what I'm comparing these to, rather than comparing it to, like, the Shadow skill, right? Why would anyone use Goddess when King of the Swamp does more? Well, you'd play Goddess because the skill lets you get Goddess, right? That's the reason. Otherwise, yeah, you would absolutely not use it. I love how thematic Serenity skills are, though. Kind of cute. I mean, yeah, that's the whole point, right? These are just supposed to be anime references. Because the issue is, again, these are DM characters, right? They're DM characters that also don't have retrains, because they're like filler characters, effectively, with like filler decks. So it's always going to have been crap. The only way you make any of this playable is if you make the skills super busted. I'm like give Serenity a skill that you activate the skill, you can summon a St. Joan from outside of your deck onto the field, and then +4, right? If you're not doing like that, it's like, what are we even talking about? You're not going to be remotely compared. Even with that, even with like a +5 skill, that might still not be good enough. Right, next up, question mark, question mark, question mark. You can only use the skill's second effect once per duel. At the beginning of your first turn, set one Temple of the Mind's Eye to your field. If you control a face-up field spell, shuffle one card from your hand into the deck, then add one Rod of Mind's Eye from outside of your deck to your hand. Right, so I don't know what these cards are. We're going to go ahead and look at what Mind's Eye is. Okay, so we get the Temple of the Mind's Eye, which is really bad. And then we can search Rod of the Mind's Eye, which is really bad. What's the point of this? What's even like the anime point of this? Like, these, as far as I know, these were never used in the show. They're both like awful. I have no idea what this is even for. Like, I don't know, it's garbage. It's literal garbage, right? A temple used to be used many moons ago. If it's not going to be used now, is it? Is that Soramir in the chat? The only DM skill that's worth it is the Odeon one. I still think these ones are pretty good. I think the Yugi and Kaiba ones could be okay. I think Yugi especially, I'm going to try and cook a Orcus brew with this and see if I can get anything going with it. And there was one more skill as well, which was... I mean, we'll have to find it when we get to... I think it was a Rebecca skill, which is like a +4. Which I was like, okay, that could be pretty okay. It's Egyptian themed. Is that all we're going on? It's just Egyptian themed. Is Temple for any damage or just battle? I mean, we can find that out. So this is any battle damage taken becomes 1,000, and this is Whenever something inflicts battle damage to an opponent, the damage becomes 1,000. Like, you could use Rod of the Mind's Eye with something like, I don't know, like a Lyrilisk card. But Lyrilisk is going to OTK you anyway. They don't need this, right? Monthly Orcus Cope. Listen, we always have to try and make Orcus work, okay? It's what we do here. Just battle damage, it used to be in Stall decks. If it was any damage, that would break Spark. Oh, yeah, but we can't break Spark. Absolutely can't do that. Right, Fairies Exchange can be used during the skills twice per duel. Level 5 or higher Fairy monster if your hand bottom of your deck, draw a card. I don't think this is going to see any play. This is similar to Fiend Exchange, which saw a little bit of play in Unchained, just because that's another one of those decks that just doesn't have a skill. Like, if Unchained was going to play any of this, Unchained would probably end up playing Yugi skill. Like, I don't know, we'll call this Yugi 1 for now. I expect this to see play in Unchained, maybe. Ritual. You can use the skill's first and second effects once per turn. So that's already pretty good. That means we can use both of these effects every turn, right? Reveal one ritual monster or a ritual spell card in your hand. Shuffle one card from your hand into the deck. Then add a ritual monster or ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. Means if you have half of ritual, you can get the other half. It does not plus you, though. Reveal one ritual spell card in your hand. And one ritual monster whose name is listed on that card. So you have to have both in your hand. So theoretically, use the first effect to complete everything you need for the second effect. Then set one Urgent Ritual Art from outside of your deck to your field. It can be activated this turn. So Urgent Ritual Art, for anyone who doesn't know, is a trap card that says if you have a ritual spell card in your graveyard, basically this trap card becomes that ritual spell. And because it can be activated this turn, that means we effectively have double the ritual spell. I don't know how useful that's going to be, because basically, in order for this skill to do anything, we have to have a ritual spell or a ritual monster. So we have to find one half of a ritual either way, otherwise it doesn't do anything. If we do, we then plus 0 to get both halves of the ritual, right? Then we can get another copy of the ritual spell, which is irrelevant if we don't have another ritual monster to go into. So, like, this, like, does stuff. I don't know how much stuff it's going to do on average, because rituals are notoriously expensive, right? In order to get out a ritual, you need the ritual monster, you need the ritual spell card, and you're going to need monsters to send. Now, obviously, there are ways to, like, get around that. A lot of ritual cards specifically do plus, so there is quite nice there. Also, a lot of ritual cards do use cards from the deck or the graveyard. So, like, theoretically, there's maybe stuff you can do with this. I can't see the vision for this ritual deck immediately. Like, I don't look at this and go, oh, that ritual deck suddenly becomes really good with this, right? Vendread skill. How many... do we have all the Vendread in? We literally have... we don't have all of the Vendreads. We have a lot of the Vendread cards, though. I don't know, though. Is Vendread suddenly going to become, like, good because of a skill like this, though? Realistically? Drytron, please no. Christ, because... Imagine for a moment they actually put Drytron into the game in, like, the next update, and this is meant to be the Drytron skill, right as they give us the Odeon skill, which is a, as people have been saying, a, what's his name? Eldritch skill. That would be so nuts if they brought Eldritch and Drytron at the same time to Duel Links. I don't know if we'd survive. A better Necros skill than the dedicated Necros skill? I mean... yeah. Necros is a really annoying deck, though. Because, like, every time I've seen Necros, it's just been like a stall deck that just, like, wastes time. I don't know, I think Ritual deck could be cool. The Herald Ritual would be a nightmare. Oh, Christ. You mean Herald of Perfection? Finally, the Master Duel release meta in Duel Links. Well, we've already got the Tri-Brigades. We've already got the Lyrilisks. We have the Melfies in the data, like all the ones that we don't currently have. They're all, like, in the game files. What else are we missing? Like, what else do we need to complete the Master Duel meta? Obviously all the Floodgates, but I don't think we're going to get, like, Imperial Order and Skill Drain and stuff like that all maxed out. The Odeon skill is definitely the man skill. If they did that, I would hide in Rush Tools till it gets nerfed. Penned FDK, Eldritch Drytron. It would be so funny if they did, but it would also kill the game, right? It must kill the game. Alright, Noah 1. You can only use this skill's first and second effects once per duel. Set a Shinato, king of a higher plane, to your field from outside of your deck. Its battle position can be changed. If you control a face-up Shinato, king of a higher plane, change one attack position monster on your opponent's field to face the defense position, then halve your opponent's life points rounded up. So theoretically, you put your opponent's life points to 2,000, you attack over their monster. If it has 2,000 defense, or 2,000 attack, I think it's defense, right? I think Shinato is burn for defense. Default defense to the graveyard. Oh no, it is original attack. Okay, so it just the monster has to be in defense. So yeah, you just OTK your opponent if they have a 2,000 attack monster. I mean, you know, your opponent has to have no back row. They have to have no way to interact with your board, which is just not going to happen. They're going to have some sort of interaction, right? But Virtual World, VFD. Virtual World, yeah, I always forget about Virtual World. Virtual World was one of the big decks at the start of Master Duel, but it was the one I ran into the least. So I always forget about it. Is that Shui in the chat? Exclamation mark. Shui, as always. Welcome, welcome, Shui. The Necros skill is better because it's endless from grave. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I remember Necros doing, is just infinitely looping. And just being the most annoying deck in the world, because they just like stall. I'm just going to keep doing this again and again. I'll discard this one, which makes it so I don't take damage, and then we'll just get it back and keep doing it every single turn. Have you considered that Summon Shinato gives you max aura points? But there is another skill that summons Shinato, so you don't necessarily need to use this one. Right, next up, Odeon. You can use each of this skill's second and third effects once per duel, if your deck contains 15 or more trap cards. At the beginning of your first turn, place a Temple of the Kings from outside of your deck face up on your field. If going first, you cannot activate Temple of the King's effects this turn. The Temple of the Kings lets you activate a set trap card once the turn that you set it. So you can't like set a bunch of traps and use them all at once, but If you control a face-up continuous trap card, send one card from your hand to the graveyard, return one or more continuous trap cards from your field to your hand, then set up to 2 trap monsters from your deck to your field. They can be activated this turn. So theoretically, you open a trap monster, you use this, the skill activates Temple of the Kings. You set your trap monster, immediately flip it up, then return it to your hand, then you get 2 more trap monsters from your deck, which you can immediately flip up on that turn. So, okay, this combo has got us 2 trap monsters on the field. So we could then link them off, or we could overlay them. I believe they still have a... Yeah, they're trap monsters. They still have a level. So you could just overlay them like that. I'm trying to think what we could do with this, right? Because I don't believe we can do this with Paleos, because they're a bit weird as their trap monsters. But you could do this with, like, high levels. Like, you could get, what's it called? The slime? Like, Metal Reflect Slime, whatever it's called. This thing. Which is a level 10. So you could theoretically get out 2 of this, I would assume. And then overlay them into, like, a rank 10. Which, like, is something. Right? Shinato skill plus Sky Striker engine. I mean, any deck plus Sky Striker engine. You can, funny enough, do this with Altergeist. Oh, right, yeah, Altergeist get the trap monsters. Yeah, there's... the Odeon skill, I feel like there's a lot you can do with this. This skill searches Sphere mode, so now we have a second skill where we have to play around that. There's... Yeah, the more I read this skill, the more things you could do with it. And obviously people have been saying this is like the Eldritch skill, because the logic is all of the Eldritch traps are trap monsters, right? From turn 2 onward, you can either add a Mystical Beast of Circuit from outside of your deck to your hand, or 1 level 10 monster from your deck to your hand. Now, the intended use of this is going to be to get the Winged Dragon of Ra, but like we say, Sphere mode exists, so just being able to search Sphere mode is pretty good. It's pretty good. The thing is, how do we, like, search trap monsters? That's the next question, right? So I can like, search trap. Oh, trap monsters. Perfect. Oh no, it doesn't work. I want to see the trap monsters. I'm assuming this is like in development then. We're going to have the trap monsters on here soon. Which is like really cool that Brad's doing that. I assume it's Brad working on that. I mean, how do we even like say trap monster, right? So if we look at like, you know, I guess Apophis is the one This is like the generic one, right? Special summon this card as a normal monster. This card as a... Okay, so these are the trap monsters, I'm guessing. This is like the wording. So Shadow Core, Speedroid Duplicate. The thing is, cards like Speedroid Duplicate, does this count as a trap monster? Because like it is a trap monster, but it doesn't just like flip become monster, right? It's like do something else. It's like the Paleos as well. So the Paleos, do they count as a trap monster for this effect? Like for the skill? Because the skill is set up to 2 trap monsters from your deck to your field. They can be activated this turn. I'm assuming just everything counts, so you could just get, like, Canadia, and then just have a Book of Moon. What's that one spell that sends 2 continuous traps to draw 2? I don't know. Special summon this card, Circuit, and send Temple, cheat out Stupid Fusion. What did I miss, Vegetable? Hello, Portuguese dub fan. You missed, we looked at the entire eFootball collab stuff. We watched all the video for that. We looked at all the updates that are coming with that. We looked at the new deck build box for Rush. We looked at the meta. And now we're going over the skills. I think it's... Oh, we also watched the new Chronicles episode. Paleo are trap monsters. So these count then. So you can just set these and just have 2 Paleo cards on the board as interruption. You don't even have to, like, extend. Tomatoes are fruits. Tomatoes are fruits. They are fruits that are grown like vegetables. And are like, they act like vegetables, but they are technically fruits. Using the skill to summon Duplicate sounds incredibly funny. I mean, it kind of is. Duplicate is a really strong card as well. Because you could also get, like, Anguish Pattern, which is, like, also, like, funny. I don't know if it's good, right? But, like, you could just get double Anguish Pattern and then just, like, again, go into a rank 7. Because that's the issue. Any of these that have levels, or, like, have big levels, I guess, you could just be like, okay, this just gets out a rank something. I feel like Paleos aren't trap monsters in the same sense that in the effect it isn't treated as a trap once they're monsters. Yeah, it is a bit of a weird one. Hello, Dual Links. Welcome, welcome. I am curious to see what actually happens with this though, because there's a lot of trap monsters we don't have, right? So obviously we have like Apophis, the swamp deity. This is the sort of card I would expect to get in the box, right? Just get all of, like, the new Odeon retrains? Because why else are we just getting a random Odeon skill here, right? What is the name of the game? The name of the game is Duel Links. I think you should already know that. Paleos are my favorite trap monster. Most of the Odeon trap monsters are always treated as traps also. Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing, right? Is that we're just using new lingo. Like, we're just using the new lingo of trap monsters. So it's like, are we being very hyper-specific with what a trap monster is? Or is it just any trap that can become a monster is a trap monster? Therefore, that full stop, all done. They can be activated this turn. I mean... Yeah, without fully understanding how the skill works, I guess there is, like, some nuance there. The thing is, though, right, because we can get out, like, a rank 10, right? That's just a weird thing we could do. Like, I don't think it's necessarily very good. But, like, is there even a good, like, generic rank 10 that we have in the game? I mean, we could go into Super Dora. That's very funny. I don't think Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon is gonna... I mean, Cypher X Dragon. We don't actually have that many, do we? Didn't Crossdoor get cancelled? A long, long time ago. A long, long time ago. But yeah, I think this is going to be one of the more interesting skills. We'll have to see what people come up with, and we'll have to see how exactly it works. Will we get the Neymar token card? Yes, we will. I think we've already seen it in... Yeah? Question mark? We're at the very least getting the Neymar sleeve and mats. I don't know if we're actually getting the token. Because we'd have to have a situation where that token comes up. So I don't actually know if we're getting it in Duel Links specifically. But we're definitely getting the Neymar sleeves and mat. Alright. Kyber 2. Let's move on. So if you can only activate the skills first and second effects once per duel. Set a Kaiser Seahorse to your field from outside of your deck. Its battle position can be changed. If you control a face-up Kaiser Seahorse, you can gain the following effect. This turn, you can normal summon / set light monsters one as tribute. So this is just a reference to Kyber's Deckmaster in his duel against Noah. It's kind of crap. It's kind of just bad. It's not a good skill. I can't think of a good way to use this skill. It's just bad. Realistically, this isn't going to see any play. The deck will be hit and injured. I mean, potentially. Can't believe Konami is collabing with Konami. I know, it's ludicrous. It's actually ludicrous. It'd be a good legacy duel skill, I guess. I mean, I don't even know if it will. I don't know. So Yugi 2, this is a weird one. So at the beginning of the duel, banish one Kuribo from outside of your deck. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, if the total attack on your opponent's field is equal to your life points or more, play one banished Kuribo face up to your field. The first time it would be destroyed by battle this turn, it is not destroyed. So this is like a stall card, but you have to have an empty space, but then this can eat an extra attack. So I guess this stops like 4 attacks, or I guess 5 attacks if you have a monster in the EMZ. I don't know. I don't think this is like a good skill. I think this is going to be just an annoying skill more than anything. Like, I could see people using this in just like crappy stall decks that are playing like Kite Roid and shit. Battle phase skill? Yeah, we don't have many skills that do stuff in the battle phase or specifically activate the battle phase. So that is interesting. It's a new like design direction, which is cool. But like the actual effect itself is kind of lame. I'm not the biggest fan personally. Moving on. Alright, here are the good skills, boys. Who's ready for Ice Jade and Sword Soul? So, Ice Jade. You can use this skill's second effects once per duel if your deck contains 9 or more Ice Jade monsters. So this is the kind of sad part, is you only get this once. But at the beginning of your first turn, set one Ice Jade, Cenote, Enian, Cradle from outside of your deck to your field. Then you can send one Ice Jade monster from your deck to the graveyard. You cannot normal summon or special summon monsters, excluding special summons from the extra deck, except water monsters. So if anyone doesn't know, the Ice Jade, we'll just get up Ice Jade in general, right? But the field spell allows you to just immediately search one. So Ice Jade, Cenote, Enian, Cradle. When this card is activated, you can add one of your Ice Jade monsters that is banished or in your graveyard to your hand. So as soon as the skill activates, you set this on the field, you send an Ice Jade to the graveyard, you can then flip this up and immediately add that Ice Jade back to your hand. It'd be very, very funny if your opponent just crows you, because then it's just like, oh, I guess I just don't get my search. Once per turn, if a monster is normal or special summoned except during the damage step, you can target one water monster you control. That monster, along with any other any face-up monsters your opponent currently controls, lose attack equal to the target monster's original attack until the end of this turn. So that's pretty good. You can reduce the attack of one of your guys and then reduce the attack of all your opponent's monsters. Like, that's fine, especially since it's free. Like, okay. Ice Jade Pog, oh yeah. Why is there no support for Malice? Well, because this is Duel Links, so Malice isn't in Duel Links. That would be very, very strange if it was. Ice Jade is an actual deck, not just the branded fusion. Yeah, I mean, the branded fusion is Mirror Jade, so there is a little bit different there. So the second part of the effect, send one water monster from your hand to the graveyard, then add an Ice Jade monster from your deck to your hand. If you set an Ice Jade monster, you can add one water monster instead. So I don't know what water monsters we're going to want to be adding off of this, really. I mean, if we come over here, like, what generic water monsters would we add with this? We're not adding Aerial because we're playing the Shadow skill. We're not adding Liquid Soldier because we're playing the Hero skill. We're not adding that. I mean, I don't think we're adding the Generator cards because they're probably going to play the Dyson Sphere skill. Add Emancipator Crystal Dragite. This is actually an option, right? You could play Ice Jade Adamancipators. I don't think there's going to be enough room in the deck for all of the Adamancipator stuff and then the 9 mandatory Ice Jade cards. But it's funny. Buzzsaw Shark? Again, are you going to be able to fit an entire Shark package along with 9 Ice Jade cards? I have 9,000 gems for new box. Nice. I thought it was the same. It is most certainly not. Ice Jade is a literal stun deck and Master Duel because of the continuous spell. Second part of the skill pairs with the field spell, right? Send a monster to the graveyard, then add it back with the field. The second part of the skill. Yes. 100%, yeah. You send it to the graveyard, then you add it back. I thought you were talking about, like, the second bit here. I mean, I suppose you can do this as well, right? Send a monster from your hand to the graveyard, but you're already going to have one in the graveyard, so it doesn't really matter. But the question is, like, what are you doing with the Ice Jade card that you search, right? So we're going to have, assuming we get all of these, right? We can have Cosmoc Claw. So if a face-up card is in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Ice Jade once per turn this way. While Cradle is on the field, monsters your opponent control can only activate their effects the turn they are summoned. But that is a massive floodgate. So if we just activate, the skill activates, we summon this out. If your opponent doesn't interact with the summon of this card, or with the activation of the field spell, we just floodgate them. That's assuming we get this card, right? Because we don't actually know. Because we do have a list of them, actually. So this is Cosmoc Claw. It looks like maybe we're not getting Cosmoc Claw. So what are we getting? We're getting Kingfisher. Are we getting Kingfisher? We're getting Creation Kingfisher. So we are getting this one. So you can target one water monster you control, equip this card from your hand or field to it. An Ice Jade monster equipped with this card can attack while in defense position. If it does, apply defense, it becomes a super heavy samurai. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can target one monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the equipped monster's defense. Special summon this card, and if you do, return that targeted monster to the hand. Okay. So you get to equip this to one of your cards. Then you can immediately special summon it. You can only use the effect of Ice Jade once per turn. Use this effect. Okay, so yeah, you can just immediately summon it out and then bounce something. Okay, okay. That seems pretty good. Maybe the hand sharks at XE's place? I mean, maybe. Our best water search, in my opinion, is the level 7 Ice Jade. We'll read that one next. I assume this is in the leaks. Did the previous leaks have any Ice Jade stuff too? Like the wave of leaks didn't have the synchro. We do have some. If I go here, what's the best way to do this? We'll go over here, we'll click the search, we'll go articles, we'll type in leak, and then April app update, I think was the last big database update we got. So this was the last stuff that we had. And the stuff that's in here that we haven't got yet is like a Fabled card, the Melfi stuff, some of the Tri-Brigade stuff, and Typhon. And then the wave before that was it the February app update? Where we got Muddy Mud Dragon. So I don't think we've had any other Ice Jade cards in yet. I think it's just literally what we've got here. Hello, hello, Badge. Welcome, welcome. I hate Branded in Blood. Have 3 Rescue Rabbit. I mean, we are getting the 3 Rescue Rabbit, which is quite nice. Alright, so this is Agriocasis. I assume we're getting this one. We're not getting it, unless it's got a different name. Which I don't see why it would. So we're getting this one though, right? Ran Agerine. Yeah, we're getting that one, I assume. It's just got an extra name in it, extra word. Oh no, that one's Agerine. So we're not getting this one either. Are we not getting any of the high levels? What are we getting? We're getting... That's the wrong one. We're getting... Cradle, Erosion, Tremora, Agerine. So we're getting Kingfisher, Tremora, Trinola, Age. We're getting these ones, I guess. Oh, we're getting Cradle. We're not getting Acti, I think. I think Acti was the one we're not getting. So we're getting some of the low levels. We're getting the spell card, which is add an ice ship monster to protect your hand with a different name than the cards you control or in your graveyard. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Having a rote is always nice. Was Ran Agerine leaked? Because she's got the good level 7. No, she was not leaked. We're not getting cursed. We're not getting curse. Yeah, we're not getting curse. At least it's not in the leaks, right? Theoretically, we could still get anything, but it's not in the leaks at the moment. So we're presumably not getting it. So it's just going to be Kingfisher for a bounce. Send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon a water monster from your hand. Water monster, destroy by battle, card effect. While this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon an ice ship monster from your hand or graveyard, except Tremora. Okay. I'm not really sure what, like, the best way to use this is. If Mirror Jade and Masquerade in Duel Links, this is crazy. I mean, absolutely is going to be that way by the look of it. The deck straight sucks without Curse or Ran Agerine. I mean, yeah, I could see Cosmot Claw being good, right? Just because it, like, turns everything off as a massive floodgate, but we're not getting that either. It's literally just going to be Kingfisher Turbo. And Kingfisher on its own doesn't really do anything. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, target one water monster in your graveyard, send this card to the field to the graveyard, you do special summon the target monster. The monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effects while this card is in your graveyard. You can banish this card, special summon one ice shade monster from your hand. This card's normal summon, add an ice shade spell trap. Targets this card for an attack, quick effect, you can activate this effect. The next time this card will be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, it's not destroyed. Also special summon one water monster from your hand or graveyard except Ice Jade Injury. I mean, you can summon this, grab Cradle. Cradle effect grabs Kingfisher, right? So you can... The duel starts, you get any in Cradle. Any in Cradle's effect sends... adds Agerine back for your hand because you sent it to the grave with the skill. Summon this out, grab Cradle, activate Cradle, grab Kingfisher, equip Kingfisher to Agerine, then unequip it to bounce something, and then you have an Agerine and a Kingfisher on the board. And that's kind of it. Not really sure where we go from there. We don't have any of the tuners as well. But I suppose we don't have the synchro, so it doesn't really matter. Chronologically, the leaked Ice Jades makes sense that some of the support and synchro was released later on. I mean, it does, but like, how are we making it playable is the issue I have, right? Because like I say, right now, we are just... Like, that is the combo. We just end on, like, Kingfisher, Agerine, which is... we end on a 3 and a 9. And I'm like, what do we do with that? Neither of them are tuners. We can just link them off into something. We can get another search, so we could get, like, another card. But, like, again, what do we want with that? Thank you for the follow, Duel Links. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this Ice Jade skill. I mean, anyone that's, like, more Ice Jade pilled than me, anyone that plays a lot more speed than me, could say if you've got any ideas for this, but, like, I'm not seeing any way to make this, like, good. Again, we had to look through, like, the generic waters. There wasn't, like, a lot going on there. Well, I guess we'll just move on, because, like I say, I'm not really sure what we're doing with that. We have the Sword Soul skill. Now, this is the skill I think a lot of people are very, very excited for, because, I mean, it's Sword Soul. Everyone likes Sword Soul, right? Now, obviously, we can't really play Tenyi with this, but I'm probably going to end up a Water Pile, is my guess. But, like, what does a Water Pile do? Like, what do you end on in Water Pile? Do you know what I mean? I know how Ice Jade worked without the Floodgates. This deck isn't really crazy. Well, that's not ideal, right? WTF is Sword Soul? I assume you're being facetious, Baj, and you do actually know what Sword Soul is. But if you don't, I could explain it to you. You can use this skill's second effect once per turn. At the beginning of the duel, add 2 Mirror Jade, the Iceblade Dragon, to your extra deck. You cannot normal or special summon monsters excluding special summons from the extra deck, except Sword Soul monsters, Fallen of Albaz, or monsters that mention it. If your opponent has a card in their field or graveyard, you can normal summon one monster in addition to your normal summon set each turn. So that's pretty good. I've seen like 4 Sword Soul games ever. You've really just not seen Sword Soul played. It's so popular. So these are the Sword Soul cards. Now, of the leaks, we are not getting Chen Ying, right? This card, as far as I'm aware, is not in any of the leaks. Which is a bit sad. The only boss we're getting, the only extra deck monster, is going to be Qishao. And Qishao is still good. But he's not Chen Ying. Do you know what I mean? 2 Mirror Jades? What? I know, it's insane. I mean, we'll go ahead and grab that up, right? So if we go to cards... if I can spell Mirror Jade. So if anyone that doesn't know what Mirror Jade is, I guess we'll make this big, because this is kind of an important card, and it's good to, like, see the whole card. Cheng was leaked. When was Cheng leaked? Because he's not in here. I mean, he might be in, like, one of the older ones. He's not in here. He's not in there. It might have been leaked, like, a very long time ago. Which is possible. Absolutely possible. Because, like, some of these leaks are, like, super, super late. There's Mud Dragon again. It's funny how, like, some of these cards aren't even out yet. December app update, maybe? I mean, all of these cards are out now. No, not all of them, actually. We don't have, like, Soul Fist yet. We don't have Gadget Box. Kind of crazy seeing people unironically not know Sword Soul. Playing around Mirror Jade is going to be such a pain. I mean, oh yeah. I read Mirror Jade only nuke if it's in the owner's control, meaning I could Widow Anchor it. Well, there you go. They just Widow Anchor it. Chen Ying was the first leak, the one that is nowhere is... But where is the leak? I guess is the question. Like, when was it leaked? Was it leaked, Like, where can I see the evidence of the leak? That's what I'm looking for. Well, that's not helpful. One of these days, we'll get the Transcendosaurus Meteorus. One of these days. September app update. Just trust us, bro. I want to see it. Just trust us, bro, is not a good... That is not a good argument. This is the update, not the app update. No, we're not going to need that. We're not going to need that. August app update. Because the other thing is, if I can find where it was, then I can see if the Ice Jade stuff is in there as well, right? Do you want me to search for it? I mean, that'd be great. If you can find it, Baz, and then... Because, again, I want to see if the Ice Jade stuff is in there as well. Because if we have access to more Ice Jade cards, that gives us a lot more ideas on what we can actually build with when it comes to... like, looking at these skills, right? I assume these aren't helpful. No, they're not. App update June 18th. This is probably going to have stuff in it. Again, not helpful. App update May. It's nice to see all these cards that are now just in the game, though. I send it to your DMs. Let's have a look. Oh no, I already have this list. I think. Wait, do we do... Wait. Was this just an old one from ages ago? When was this? When was this posted? It's in the leaks on the Tiger website. Oh, so this was the most recent one that wasn't posted on DLM. Right. Right, that's why I can't find it. Okay. Okay, so we have Acti and Tinola were the other Ice Jades. So if we go back to... I guess we'll go over here quick. The only other Ice Jades that were leaked are Tinola and Acti. So these two. Not super engaging. Do we still have... Tremora Erosion? Erosion is the other one that we have then? Is Erosion a spell trap? Erosion's the trap card. So you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, destroy one Ice Jade monster you control, and if you do, negate the targeted card's effect until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. If a face-up water monster you control leaves the field by your opponent's effect, except by being destroyed, except the damage step, you can take one Ice Jade monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. I mean, so it's like a slow control card, I guess. Bro was gonna reach leaks from even before I started playing. It's important that we found it. It's important that we find it. It's not, I don't trust you. It's, I want to see the leaks myself so I can see what else was at the same point, right? Alright, it was the site that was taken down, yeah. So is there anything else in here? So there's all the other Sword Soul stuff. So what are the other Sword Soul stuff that were leaked? So are we getting Long Run? We are. No, we're getting Strategists. This is the Long Wong we're getting. Okay. So we're getting this Long Wong. We're getting Cheng Ying. We're not getting Sword Soul Sinister Sovereign. We are getting Chi Xiao. We are getting Iris Sword Soul. Are we getting Auspus? We are getting Auspus. We are getting you. We are getting Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous. This is the same card. Are we getting Moye? We are getting Moye. So we're getting, like, everything. We're getting Tyre. We are getting Tyre as well. Okay, we're getting, like, everything then. Can't you see Brad's video of the leaks on his website? Oh, we can. Assuming he hasn't taken the video down for whatever reason. Branded players get a free Mirror Jade. New skills are now 200-word essays, and there is no plans for crafting system anytime soon. Thank you for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. The thing you don't understand is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is actually where... It's a rush simulator. That's what it is. Now, it's an awkward rush simulator, but it's a rush simulator. With, like, this little bit of, like, fun, alternate Yu-Gi-Oh! On the side. That's what it is. When everyone starts understanding that, that's when everyone will be happier. Hell Shadow, Hollow, Banish, Mirror Jade, and destroy one spell. Only activate skill. I mean, I don't really know what we're going to do with it, to be honest. I haven't, like, started, like, deck building or anything yet. I guess we don't need most of this anymore, realistically, so we'll close those. Probably don't need that either. But anyway, we're adding 2 Mirror Jade. That's as far as we got with reading the skill, right? So Mirror Jade, the Iceblade Dragon. So made using Fallen of Albaz and then a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster. You can only control one. Once per turn, quick effect, you can send one Fusion monster that lists Fallen of Albaz as material from the extract to the graveyard. Banish one monster on the field. But this card cannot be, but this effect cannot be used again next turn. If this Fusion summon card in its owner's control leaves the field by your opponent, you can activate this effect, destroy all monsters your opponent controls during the end phase of this turn. So it's kind of annoying, this card, to deal with. But it has a quick effect monster banish, which is like, okay. You also will get the bonus effect of any of the cards that mentioned Fallen of Albaz. So, I mean, I guess we'll go and like take a look at that real quick. So which cards do we get the bonus effects from? Sprint is... During the end phase as cards of the graveyard, because it was sent to this turn, you can add to your hand or special summon a Springans or a Fawn of Albaz from your deck. So like, that's an option. During the end phase, this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. You can add to your hand or set a branded spell trap. So both of these can grab either a Fallen of Albaz or a branded spell trap. During the end phase, cards in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. You can add to your hand or special summon a Fallen of Albaz or Dogmatica monster. So you're probably just going to play this over the sprint, right? Realistically. Is that kind of it? Graveyard, because it was sent there this turn, you can add to your hand or special summon a Tri-Brigade of Fallen of Albaz. So we've got all of the different, like, combinations. But realistically, you'll either be going for Albion or you'll be going for Titaniclad, right? Because you'll use one of these two effects to either grab a branded spell trap or a Fallen of Albaz or Dogmatic card. Getting everything except the Synchro Longyam. Leaks in a nutshell. Smells at selection bait. I mean, could be, right? Synchro Longyan is not that good to be selection bait. I would expect that as well. With Masquerade is so crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to think like what this deck looks like. Because you have to play a substantial package of Sword Soul cards, right? If you want to use Branded and Red to basically get out your cards. Because we don't... I guess, if we're using the new Sword Soul skill, we're then not having theater, right? If we don't have theater, or at least we can't search theater. So either we have to just find theater naturally, or we have to find Branded and Red. Because again, without the skill, we don't have a way to search Branded and Red. The best way we have is probably going to be like summon Fallen of Albaz itself. But if we're using our normal summon on that, I suppose we do get 2 normal summons, right? As long as it's not turn 1, effectively. Because we get the... If your opponent has a card in the field or graveyard, you can normal summon 1 monster in addition to your normal summoner set each turn. Thank you for the follow, DZ46MM. Welcome, welcome. I need a strong set that is easy to assemble and enjoy playing with. I mean, we do have a massive update coming out, right? So you should be able to get a load of stuff. We don't really know what the new box is going to contain yet. We can expect it to be Sword Soul, and Sword Soul should be a strong deck. I don't know, though, if Sword Soul Pure is going to be better, or if Sword Soul is going to be better, like we say, with all of these Albaz cards. And the Albaz stuff is kind of a pain in the ass to get, because it's spread a bunch of different boxes, so... Ugh. Quick effect, Incredible Ecclesia into Albaz to fuse the opponent Fusion Link Synchro and or Xyz is the only way right now to get Mirror Jade until we have to buy Branded Fusion in a bundle or something. What do you mean by that? Because you could just like use polymerization, right? Like you could just use your own Fusion Synchro Xyz or Link Monster. Because Fall of Albaz itself has the effect, right? Which is... this card was normal or special summoned, except during the damage step. You can discard 1 card fusion summon, 1 fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters on either side of the field. So if your opponent has an extra deck monster, you can then fuse it away with this. You just have to normal or special summon it. So you don't even need to use Ecclesia, right? Unless I'm misunderstanding something. What is a bundle? I mean, bundles are things in Duel Links where they... restrict certain cards, so you have to buy them separately. Okay, let's read the rest of this effect. Reveal 1 Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous or 1 Iris Sword Soul in your hand. Add 1 Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous or 1 Sword Soul card from your deck to your hand. So the fact it's Iris Sword Soul specifically is very interesting. So let's go back to Sword Soul. Because Iris Sword Soul is a weird card. If I can spell Sword Soul, that would be great. So Iris Sword Soul. During the main phase, if a monster whose effect are negated is on the field, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can activate one of the effects based on where it was summoned from. If it's from the hand, special summon 1 monster from your hand. From the deck, draw 2 cards. From the extra deck, destroy 1 of those monsters special summoned from the extra deck. So this is like an okay card. I don't think this card actually saw a lot of play in Sword Soul. Like, I remember this card from Rotation series. Incredible Ecclesia can special into Albaz on the opponent's turn. Alright, so you can do it as a... I see. So like, sort of like Branded Fusion in that way. As a means of interruption, all players will play 3 Droplet, 3 Nibiru, and 3 Eclipse. I mean, they could do. Is this even worth playing? So the idea is you would play this to use the skill, maybe, right? That would be the only reason. That's the wrong one. Here we go. Because the alternative is that we just have to have Incredible Ecclesia to use this effect, which is like fine, right? You can have 3 of it, more than likely. So if we have an Incredible Ecclesia, we just get to add a Sword Soul card. I mean, that's pretty good. But we have to have the Incredible Ecclesia, right? Because, like, when you break down this skill, it's an extra normal summon and a +1 every turn. Oh, no, you can only use the skill's second effect once per turn. Okay, so it's a +1 every turn if we keep having an Ecclesia in our hand. Which, like, is fine, but, like, if you compare that to, like, the Despia skill we have right now, it's just, like, a +3. So I guess the quality of card is going to really matter, because again we get the Mirror Jade, which is like kind of scary. Now she doesn't see any play because she's a brick, and it makes sense. Just always have a negate ready, and then she's always live and she could always be summoned. She looks like a human to me. Now she's definitely got brick features. I think Iris is a 1-of at most. I don't even know if you play it as a 1-of, to be honest. I don't know. But the whole point is, when we go through the combo, we're going to end on what? Chi Xiao. We might end on Chen Ying. So Chen Ying is really good, right? For each banished card, this card gains 100 attack and defense, and monsters your opponents control lose 100 attack and defense. If this card would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 card from your graveyard instead. If this card is banished, except during the damage step, you can banish 1 card each from both your opponent's field and graveyard, and you can only use this effect of Supreme Sovereign Chen Ying once per turn. And then Chi Xiao is just a negate, right? Quick effect, you can banish 1 Slaughter card or 1 Worm monster from your hand or graveyard. Target 1 other effect monster on the field, negate his effects until the end of this turn. Pretty good. Bro, all archetypes are all part of the same deck. That's fine, don't worry about that. I don't know exactly what the deck is going to look like, but I imagine this is going to be good. I think with this deck, I'm going to wait until someone cooks something really, really good, and then I'm just going to steal their list. I think this is going to be one of those decks that you can build in a bunch of different ways, but there will be a best way. I'm waiting for that, right? The skill itself is just an okay in comparison with Despia. Yeah. I mean, the Sword Soul cards are really cool though, right? Did Tomato figure out the Branded and High Spirits synergy? No. I haven't even read Branded and High Spirits. I play Branded and High Spirits. I haven't even... I can't even remember what was in the... What the card does. Reveal 1 monster in your hand and send a level 8 fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard with the same type as 2500 attack or defense. Then you can apply the following effect. Discard the revealed monster. If you do, add 1 Fall of Albaz or 1 monster that lists that card and its text from your deck to your hand. During the end phase, if a fusion monster was sent to your graveyard this turn, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, that seems pretty good. Extending more than the FNAF lore. Alright, I think we're going to move on from Sword Soul. Either way, I think Ice Jade is looking kind of mid, Sword Soul looking kind of good. Alright, Kaiba Yugi. You can use each of this skill's first and second effects once per duel if your deck contains 15 or more Blue Eyes White Dragon or cards that mention it. We're going heavy into the Blue Eyes deck, right? Reveal a Blue Eyes monster in your hand and add a Blue Eyes White Dragon or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Then set a Blackluster Soldier, or send a Blackluster Soldier, and a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon from outside of your deck to the graveyard. These cards can be special summoned, so that means they're treated as if they were summoned correctly. If only your opponent controls a monster, or you control a Blue Eyes card, send a spell trap that mentions Blue Eyes Dragon from your hand or deck. We get to set... Why would you set from your hand with this? That's very strange. To your field. Okay, so... Reveal a Blue Eyes in our hand. Any Blue Eyes monster. We can then grab any card that mentions Blue Eyes. Then we send both Ultimate and Soldier to the grave. So the question then becomes, what can we actually do with this? So Blue Eyes cards are going to be... I mean, what is specifically a Blue Eyes card? Blue Eyes Alternative? Blue Eyes White Dragon? I mean, we're not playing Shining. You're not a Blue Eyes card. Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon counts. Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. Malefic Blue Eyes. I don't think we're playing that one. And then you can add... Is it any card? Set one spell trap. Or a card that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon. Does any card that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon. So that's going to be like any of these cards. I don't know, man. I feel like there's going to be so much stuff you could do with this. Maybe it's time they released Max Dragon. What do you think, guys? Just release Chaos Max. Now is the time. These skills go crazy if you get Magia, and if we don't, then it's just kind of okay. Yeah. I mean, I think we're getting Jet, right? Like, Jet was in one of the waves of leaks, so I think we're getting Jet. We're going to be getting the new Lord of D guy. I forget what his name is. The new Kyberman guy. What's like the super mega chocolatey fudge coated Kyberman. I don't know if he's in here specifically. Stop saying Chaos Max, he's not playing it. What do you mean? You could play Chaos Max. Was Dragon Tribe Fusion leaked, or will it be included with 5 head? We don't know. We don't know. We genuinely do not know. We're just going to have to wait and see. It hasn't been leaked. We know that, and it wasn't released, so we're just going to have to see. Alright, the other skill, the Yugi skill. You can only use this skill second or third effects once per duel. You cannot normal or special summon, excluding special summons from the extra deck, except level 8 Earth/Light monsters and Dark spellcasters. Okay, so that's Blackluster Soldiers and Earth, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons are Light, and Dark Magician/Magician of Black Chaos is Dark Spellcaster. Reveal one Dark Spellcaster monster in your hand, and shuffle one card from your hand into the deck. Then you can send one Dark Magician Girl from your hand or deck to the graveyard. So we have to play Dark Magician Girl. Add 2 cards that are either Dark Magician or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Well, this is the other issue is, if we just draw that Dark Magician Girl, we're just like missing out. We're just like a -1 for no reason. Dragon Knight skill. Yeah, these are both Dragon Knight skills, right, effectively. From your hand or deck to the graveyard, add 2 cards that are either Dark Magician or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. If only your opponent controls a monster, we can add an Ultimate Fusion to your hand from outside of your deck. Set one Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to your field from outside of your deck, and then send Blackluster Soldier from outside of your deck to the graveyard. So this is basically what they were using in the football thing that we watched, where they used Ultimate Fusion to combine the face down Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and the Blackluster Soldier from the graveyard. Which is like fine. The big takeaway from this is we can't change the battle position. Because it says that in the notes underneath, right? We can't change the battle position of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So can't you shuffle DMG back? I mean, with what? Shuffle one from your hand to the deck, then send one Dark Magician from it. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, okay. So we could reveal Dark Magician Girl, then shuffle Dark Magician Girl back into the deck, then send Dark Magician Girl from the deck to the graveyard. That's so weird that it's written in such a way that you can get around that. Okay. So we basically just can never brick with this deck then, right? Like, we just need to have a Dark Spellcaster and everything just works. I don't know if this is going to be remotely good, though. Again, like, what does this do? We get out a 5k beta? I mean, we also get just, like, a free +2. I guess it's a +1, but we get to search any 2 cards that mention Dark Magician. The Chimera skill is written like that for Chimera Fusion, right? I haven't played Chimera, so I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'm trying to think, what do we take with this, right? Because we could take, like, Dark Magic Circle, and then just, like, dig for another plus. That, like, turns on the ability to banish. What are the other, like, good Dark Magician cards we would even take? Or cards that mention Dark Magician? Like, Timaeus? I don't think we're taking that. The issue is I don't really play Blue Eyes or Dark Magician, so I don't really have the breadth of knowledge to know exactly what we would do with this, but we'll just go on to the next skill, I think. So Noah 2. You can only use this skill's second, third, and fourth effects once per duel. You can conduct 2 normal summon/sets each turn. You cannot normal or special summon effect monsters, excluding special summons from the extra deck, except spirit monsters. Reveal up to 2 cards in your hand that are either a spirit monster or a ritual spell card. Shuffle 1 card from your hand into the deck. Then add a spirit monster or spell trap that mentions spirit monster in its text from your deck to your hand for each revealed card. So we reveal 2 cards. We shuffle one card of any card from our hand into the deck. Then we get to add 2. So this is a +1 if we have 2 cards to reveal. DM Dragon Knight, best DM card. If you say so. So we're +1ing, we're locked into spirits and rituals, right? If only your opponent controls a monster, we then get a free Shinato. If you control a face-up Shinato, add Change of Heart from outside of your deck to your hand. So we get a +1 from the second part of the skill. The third part of the skill gives us another +1. And then the fourth skill gives us another +1. So we're going +3. We get a Shinato, we get a Change of Heart, and we get 2 searches of spirit monsters or spell traps that mention spirit monsters. So I suppose the question then becomes, what spell traps do we have that mention spirit monsters? I don't think we're taking that. Because I know we're getting the Shinobird stuff. So this might just be a Shinobird skill, straight up. Like, realistically. A Mono Awato Turbo? I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be the Shinobirds, realistically. Because the important thing is, we can use the skill to search Cooling, which is really, really important, right? Being able to search this is so, so big. And, like, we can then... Alright, so theoretically, you activate the skill, reveal 2 cards. Grab, like, Cooling if you don't have it, or grab the ritual monsters you need. Because these are all spirits as well. Then, if your opponent is the only one that has a monster, we can get the free Shinato. Then we can grab the free Change of Heart. Activate Change of Heart, yoink their guy, Shinobird's Cooling their monster away into one of our rituals. And then we even have a Shinato, which we can also then just use as more stars to make our Shinobirds, right? Searching the equip makes Amano unable to go back to the hand. What, this one? And if it would destroy a battle, destroy this card instead. The issue with Amano Awato is... like, it's good. It's a good card. It's an asshole card, but it's a good card. But it's like, it's still just a 1900 body. Your opponent can just still get rid of it. And they also just can pop it with, like, a spell trap, right? You could Kaiju it, probably. Actually, its monsters cannot activate their effects. I assume that means you can't Kaiju it. Hola, Tomato. Did I miss Genesys format? No, we haven't even started Genesys yet, Serena. Hello, hello. We're talking about the leaks at the moment. We're looking at the Shinobirds. I mean, I think the Shino Birds could actually just be really good. I don't know about really good. I think the Shino Birds could be playable. Why do I feel like the Baron is close to the game? I mean, Baron's already in the game. What are you talking about? It's just part of a skill. I think Noah 2, I'm going to try and experiment with this. Because, I mean, I've got gems saved up on the speed account. I'm probably going into this box. I want to get, like, the sword soul stuff anyway. So I'm probably going to be going deep in here, and I'll have all of this stuff anyway. So I'll probably give it a go. The Fleur still have no Baron. Deal with it. Right, Fire Princess. You can only use this skill's first effect once per duel, and second and third effects once per turn. From turn 2 onward, set one Fire Princess to your field from outside of your deck. Okay. If you recovered life points this turn, make your face-up monsters gain attack and defense equal to the difference in life points between you and your opponent until the end of your opponent's next turn. If your opponent took effect damage this turn, make your opponent's face-up monsters lose attack and defense equal to the difference in life points. So this is kind of crap. This is just bad. Also, this doesn't say that you can change the battle position of your Fire Princess, which would absolutely be terrible. But I don't know. This skill is kind of whatever. This feels like it's here because we're getting Rebecca. Rebecca used Fire Princess in the Rush Grand, the Kyber Corp, not Rush, the Kyber Corp Grand Prix arc. So I don't know. It's there. It exists. Rebecca 3. You can only use this skill's second and third effects once per duel if your deck contains at most 4 monsters that are not light/wind. You can normal summon Guardian Angel Joan in addition to your normal summon/set, and you can normal summon/set Guardian Angel Joan without tributing. You cannot normal or special summon monsters, excluding special summons from the extra deck, except Guardian Angel Joan and or dragons. Reveal one Guardian Angel Joan, one Luster Dragon, or Luster Dragon number 2 in your hand, add a Guardian Angel Joan or a Dragon normal monster from your deck to your hand, then send one Dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard.